Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to Mesilla Valley Better Together. My name is Joey Hernandez. Remember, you can follow any one of our radio stations online. Hot 103, today's hottest music at hot103.fm. Your country 1039 KGRT at kgrt.com. The Classic Rock Station.com is Classic Rock 98.7, and our newest edition, Cool 1045, the Rhythm of Cruces. You can follow them online at 1045coolfm.com. Today, we got a special guest joining us. I am so excited. Joining us from the Downtown Las Cruces partnership, we have Executive Director Susan joining us. Good morning, Susan. How are you?
Good morning, Joey. I'm well. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Just off air earlier, by the way, we were talking about how we're kind of catching up. 3-day weekends, 2-day weekends. It almost feels like a Monday to all of us.
But we got here same time, same virtual place, so we're doing well.
I think we're connected and we're ready to go for it today. So great minds think alike, and I'm excited for you to join us today. Before we get started with why you're joining us today, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at the Downtown Las Cruces Partnership.
My name is Susan Greenwald Cabello. I am the executive director of Downtown Las Cruces Partnership and the Las Cruces Arts and Cultural District. Our main objective is helping businesses in the downtown. So we recruit new businesses, we help retain established businesses. We are probably the best kept secret in economic development in Las Cruces. We offer tons of services that are free for anyone who has or wants to start a business downtown. So we are accredited by New Mexico Main Street and by Main Street America. So we have all of those resources to offer as well. So my day to day is talking to businesses, helping find new businesses that want to come downtown, and also working with the creative economy and cultural programming, all part of downtown Las Cruces.
She doesn't have a lot going on. That's just
Nothing.
not at all. But Susan, I have to mention, with all the accolades that come to Downtown Las Cruces, what's it like when you hear a lot of the headlines, especially coming from out of the state? You hear about the USA Today that highlight our downtown Las Cruces, and you hear about some of the different websites that highlight how great downtown is. What's that like? Just to hear that national recognition.
It's fantastic. This is actually my 5th year anniversary at DLCP is today.
Nice.
Um, I
Well,
know
happy anniversary.
I know because I set up my Facebook account for DLCP that day, and it assigned me the day as my birthday. So so if you see it on Facebook, no, it's not my actual birthday. So when I started, they had scheduled the ribbon cutting to make downtown two-way traffic.
Mhm.
So that was like my first week. And I can't tell you how proud I am, not just of our organization, but the city and everyone who contributes to how much downtown has grown and how vibrant it is. We're in a place where we have a good bad problem, and that we don't have enough small commercial space to recruit retail businesses right now. We are full. There's a few spaces that's really kind of hard to get into. So we're kind of working with the city on maybe what we can do to kind of combat those issues. But I say that downtown is thriving, but it's very fragile. That we have to support it. We have to come downtown. We have to make it part of our community for it to survive.
And one of the things, especially when you have, I know over the last couple of weeks that, we get a lot of visitors to the area with
Mhm.
graduations, Mother's Day. We have summer vacation coming up. I think one of the things, speaking as someone that's lived here now since 2004, when anyone asks that comes from out of town, hey, what is there to do? The first thing is you start at downtown. Okay, what's going on
Yeah.
downtown? Let's see what's happening downtown. Let's, plan around what's going to happen and what we could do and how we can go out there, because there is something always going on. And it's just exciting to see that, it's become such a staple to this community. It's always been, but just the amount of growth. And like you said, it's a
Right.
great problem to have because you do have a lot of businesses out there, a lot of foot traffic, and just a lot of the community coming together to enjoy what is downtown.
Yeah, downtown is I wanna make downtown the place that Las Cruces deserves, and I say that kind of flippantly, right? But it really is. It's a great place to bring your family, to do nightlife, retail. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do downtown, that I don't think people realize the depth and breadth of what we offer as far as shopping, as far as restaurants, as far as nightlife, as far as entertainment. We have 3 theaters downtown.
Yes. I mean, it's amazing. And there's any time that you can be driving by and you're like, "Why is there a big crowd downtown?" Oh, one of the theaters is letting out, or they're
Right.
probably in intermission right now, or something's going on. But it's fascinating because that's that life that has been brought into downtown that is just it's fascinating.
Yeah, my first time in Las Cruces was probably in 2017, and the first thing I wanted to do was go downtown, and my now husband said, "Why?" And I was like, "Because it's downtown."
Yeah.
And, it was, I think, like, a weekend, and about the only thing was open was Co-ops. I was like, "This is fantastic, I love this," but then I'm like, "Oh, but I would love to also go to a restaurant while I'm down here." And, it has just grown so tremendously, and the businesses like Little Toad, that has been an anchor for downtown and really helped that growth. Can't, praise them enough for all they've done, to kind of to model, what it's like to have a long-term, eating and entertainment venue down there.
And it just keeps getting better and
Yeah.
better every year. The growth continues.
Yes.
Kudos to everybody at the Downtown Las Cruces Partnership for all that you do. Happy anniversary now that we know today is
Woo!
your
It
anniversary, so
is.
happy anniversary, and it's amazing. I'm excited that you're joining us today as well because, we have something that's gonna be coming up. It is the B2B Quick Connect. Let people know, what the Quick Connect is.
So this is a new event for us. We really wanted to be a way, have a like kind of a way to, facilitate businesses getting together and talking to the people who provide the resources. So, and we thought about it and thought about it. Like we don't want to do another kind of, I would say, lecture series or maybe those kind of workshops because we wanted people to be able to connect one on one. So El Paso Electric was really generous and gave us a grant for this project. What it is people in the economic development ecosystem, like us, like New Mexico Economic Development Department, the city of Las Cruces, Arrowhead, West, Score, all of us that work together on a daily basis to help businesses, and some of our commercial partners as well. So, Enchanted Sun Realty, for example, we have someone who does does commercial banking, we have someone who does commercial insurance. So it's one place, a kind of a one-stop shop for you if you are established or an emerging business owner to kind of meet everyone in a pretty quick amount of time because not everything is for everyone.
Yeah.
And then kind of just get to know what resources are available, connect with them, make those, network connections, and then kind of have coffee, have lunch, and then kind of go back at the end of the day and have some more one-on-one time with the people who can help you the most as a
This is almost
business
like a
owner.
speed dating type
So
scenario.
we called it speed dating, and then people thought we were trying to help them with their love life. Like, no, 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 no.
No, it's not, it's business, not for love life.
Right, right. So we're trying to help you with your love life via business. But yeah, so we dropped the speed dating name. You'll see that if you look at our frequently asked questions. Is it the same as speed dating? Yes. Lindsay Chakra actually helped us create a name that is a little bit maybe better describes what it is that we're doing. The B2B is business to business. So all of these people are going to be peers, right? Helping each other. I think it's going to be a really kind of novel way to connect to all of these resources, so that without having to sit and necessarily just listen,
You know
right? You
what?
get
And one of the things I'm thinking about right now is you see how fast, we consume, information these days. I take, for example, via social media, how fast we consume, a 15-second video, a 60-second video, a quick picture. I mean, nowadays we're so on the rush that when it comes to our connections with business, we want to make sure we get to the main points and as quick. And something like this is fascinating because you are getting to that, like, hey, this is who we are and this is what we're about.
Right, and I mean, I think maybe Joey, I used to teach college English. One of the most startling things I learned as an instructor was that a sermon is only 20 minutes. If
Yes.
you could I was like, "No." Right? That, that our, as people, just in general, our ability to suck up information and our attention span's pretty short,
Yeah.
especially if it's not interactive, right? If they're not answering our questions, or we feel like, that doesn't really apply to me. So this is something that I hope is really hands-on, that really gets to the heart of what people need. And then they are able to then, so make those connections, go back, get the help that they need at different organizations. Or maybe they found out, you know what, I'm good, which is also would also be a great place to be.
Yeah,
That
yeah, and I
I
think
have
you also
everything covered.
I think you also avoid the awkward, you mentioned, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the seminars and the conferences,
Right.
but I think oftentimes for somebody in a certain position, like you said, I'm trying to get these answers, trying to move forward, and, next thing you know, it's like, hey, it's a one-stop shop, and we're able to get everything figured out and ready to go.
Right. We did a kind of a survey of our economic development ecosystem, a couple years ago, just to fill out what gaps we have. We have, because of Arrowhead, because of West, because of Score, because of us, because we have so few gaps in that system, which is kind of amazing. I think the hardest thing to find in Las Cruces is ideation sessions, which is the very beginning. Like, I just have an idea. I don't have a business plan. But you know, DLCP said, well, we could help with that. I mean, that's something that we could, immediately help with. Um, so I feel like we have the whole spectrum kind of covered. And if a business had an issue that maybe we didn't address that day, there's enough minds in the room that are, in this every day, that we could definitely direct a business to whatever resource that they needed.
And that's fascinating, being able to make those connections and bring everything together, like you said, with
Right.
so much mind power, how many connections you can make and help everybody
Right.
out. I'm seeing right now, we have somebody that's, hanging out backstage, and actually we're gonna go ahead and bring them in as well. We have John Munoz, who is now joining us. What's up, sir? Long time
Yeah.
no see. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing well, doing well. I've been here listening to y'all. Susan has done such a fabulous job with the Downtown Las Cruces partnership. But so I just get to sit here and enjoy.
And one of the things that we talked about was just it's just fascinating with bringing all of this together, and of course we're talking about the B2B quick connect and just bringing all these resources together to definitely benefit the community and just kind of the efforts that are put forward for this event that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks.
Definitely, when you think about it, one of the biggest sectors of employers for New Mexico are small and micro businesses throughout New Mexico. And one of the important pieces is that these aren't necessarily the no criticism, but really kind of the model with the big boxes is they come in, stay for about 5, 7, 10 years, and leave or cannibalize some of the employee bases in some of our smaller towns with folks that are from Las Cruces and from New Mexico. They're vested in the community. So these folks hire their neighbors, their friends, their family, and so they want to be successful. And so we want to provide those tools, those best practices to someone who has that itch, who wants to get out and say, you know what, I want to start my own business, and we're here to help them with that enterprise.
And especially with there being a very determined class that just graduated from New Mexico State University, you have a group of individuals that are very determined, and those that want to stay in Las Cruces, those that want to see their community grow, and those that, like you said, have goals to starting their own business and creating their own company and hiring their friends and hiring those and keeping that community wholesome here in Doñana County.
Absolutely. Susan and I get to see, and she can talk about this more, but we get to see, new and up and coming business people, where, he or she or they want to just conquer the world. And it is so refreshing and exciting to see, some new ideas, very edgy ideas out in our districts, but also businesses that have been here for a long, long time and they are expanding. I mean, we have restaurants in our districts that are 78 years old. And can you imagine, just we had a meeting about like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and the waitress had been there like for, what was it, Susan, 45
Yeah,
years.
at Napolitos and La Nueva Casita are some of the oldest restaurants in Las Cruces, and there's a reason why they're still around, right?
And it's just
Just smell.
it's a testament to the community looking after one another, and this event that is being presented, and it's going to be happening June 14th. I think it's just another great step into the continued success for all those that are looking to improve the community, and also reflection of downtown. John, before you signed on, we talked about just a lot that has grown over the last couple of years downtown, and it's just amazing, and the future looks bright for downtown Las Cruces and just the community as a whole.
Absolutely, it's a vibrant, growing downtown. People, in droves are increasing as far as it visiting there and what we have to offer downtown. So I'm very excited about it. And for the event, we do want folks who are starting or interested in starting a new business, but also folks who have been doing this for a while or who are thinking about expanding. This is a great opportunity, really, to spend, you know FaceTime, face to face with experts in every segment, and get their questions answered, and also get resources. So very, very excited about our event coming up this next month.
Susan, let's go ahead and get the details for people.
Sure.
The event is happening June 14th. Break down everything for those that are listening and those that are watching that may have some questions or may be interested.
Yeah, so it is happening on June the 14th, which is a Friday. It's going to be held at Electronic Caregiver on the 7th floor. John showed me that space just recently, and the view is fantastic. So you're going to have to work to be focused, that you're not watching all of downtown Las Cruces from up there. It starts at 9, and that's sign in. The event actually starts at 10. We are going to provide coffee, pastry, and lunch. We're going to have a working lunch. We're going to wrap up around 2 o'clock. So it's about 4.5, 5 hours of your day. It's going to be a pretty intense, tightly packed session. And we're selling tickets. So tickets are $10. If you before June the 7th, they are $25. I'm sorry, before June 14th, they are $25 at the door. We have scholarships available, so you can get a ticket free of cost. You just need to contact me before June the 7th.
Okay.
So really, we don't want this $10 or $25 to be a barrier to anyone. Um, just, selfishly, I am ordering a lot of food.
A
And
lot of
I
good
want to
food.
make sure a lot of good food, and I want to make sure that we are spending, especially our grant money, responsibly. That we are not just ordering food for 100 people and it's just John and I there. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'd like to have a bet, kind of an idea of what we're doing in that regard. So that's why there's a ticket price. Like I said, before June the 7th, shoot me an email if you need a scholarship, and I can make that happen.
Great resource you do not want to miss out. Of course, it is always a pleasure talking to both of you, and more information, of course, can be found at our social media pages, and I believe also on your social media as well for any questions they
Yes.
have.
Yes. Downtownlascruces.org is our website. We are Downtown Las Cruces Partnership on Instagram and on Facebook.
Excellent. Make sure you give them a follow and more details. Once again, you can follow any one of our websites to get more information. The Downtown Las Cruces Partnership presents the B2B Quick Connect event happening June 14th at the Electronic Caregivers from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Once again, that information, you can find it on our website. Thank you both. Thank you, John. Thank you, Susan, for joining us today. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And once again, more information can be found at our websites.